This is Diana and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make cheesy scallop potatoes. Okay, let's go over the ingredients for our cheesy scallop potatoes. We have about 5 potatoes and they were about medium size, and we sliced them about like this thin. Okay, and you can use a knife, or you can use one of these that have an edge on it for cutting potatoes, or if you happen to have a KitchenAid with that utensil, you can use that. Then we have about 2 cups of grated cheddar cheese, and we have 1 stick of butter. Now, we are going to use some onion powder here instead of onions because my Sonia doesn't like scallop potatoes or doesn't like onions in her scallop potatoes. So we're going to use the onion powder. Then we have garlic powder and black pepper and salt, and of course that we add to taste. So if you don't like salt, you don't have to add it, or if you don't like pepper, you don't have to add it, but you can add a little bit for taste. And this is a layered dish, so we're going to be adding a little bit on each layer. Okay, then we have our milk. Now I can't tell you how much milk exactly to use. As we do our potatoes and it grows, then we're going to pour our milk over the top, and you will see how much milk you need, just enough to cover all your potato dish. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to layer your potatoes for your scallop potatoes. We're going to start with the potatoes, and we just layer them like this. You don't have to be perfect. So we're putting our potatoes in first. Just want to make sure your bottom's covered. Now we're going to add a little bit of our onion powder, and just sprinkle some in, because remember you're going to have some on each layer. A little bit of your pepper, and your garlic powder. Okay, now we're going to add the cheese. And this is basically putting as much as you like also. You know, if you like less cheese, put less. If you like more, put more. Just don't overdo it, of course, because you're layering, remember. Okay, now we're going to add some butter. And you just kind of want to make your butter a little bit all around. Okay. Now we're going to add the next layer of potatoes. Okay, we've done about 3 layers. Now we're finishing it off. This is our last layer. So we're going to put our potatoes on. Okay, now we're finishing this off. We're going to put a little bit of our garlic, a little bit of our salt. Okay, a little black pepper. Okay, a little bit of our garlic, our onion powder. All right, and our cheese. Now, last but not least, our butter slices. Just kind of want to break this off. Putting a little bit more on the top, just so that it all blends together. All right, so there we go. There's our butter. Now, we're gonna add our milk. And like I said, it just depends. You just wanna fill your pan until it almost covers it. Not quite covering it, just because this will boil and get hot. And we're gonna bake this at about 350 degrees. So let's cover it and put it in the oven, okay? Now another little thing I always do is I like to put a piece of foil underneath it when I put it in the oven. That way, it's gonna boil over with the milk and everything. So you might want to put some foil underneath it so that your oven doesn't get too dirty. So let's get this in the oven. Okay guys, with scalloped potatoes, it's kind of hard to give you an exact time on how long it's going to take. It depends on how many layers of potatoes that you've put in the pan, how thick the pan is. So what you do is you have your lid on at the beginning. Once you see that the potatoes are fork tender, you take the lid off, and that way the milk can start evaporating and thickening with the starches of the potatoes. And once that liquid is 3/4 of the way cooked down, then, and the top of your potatoes are a little brown and crunchy, you know it's done. Take them out, let them sit for another 5 or 10 minutes outside of the oven, and you'll have perfect potatoes. Okay, now we're gonna check our potatoes to see how they're doing. And so we're gonna get a piece of this potato down here and test it. They're pretty fork tender, so we're going to put them back in the oven and let them cook again without the lid on now. So let's get them back in the oven. Okay guys, our cheesy scallop potatoes are done, and look how beautiful they look. They're nice and brown on top, and all the liquid has been absorbed. A little bit's left there, but as we let them sit for a while, the potatoes will absorb that liquid. I know the outside of the dish looks horrible, but we're not eating the outside of the dish. We're eating what's inside, and it looks awfully good to me. So let's dish some up and see how they really do taste. Okay guys, here we have some dished up. This is our cheesy scallop potatoes. Doesn't it look delicious? Nice and buttery and cheesy. Let's try some. That is so delicious. Well, I hope you enjoyed your time in my kitchen, and I hope you will try this scallop potato recipe. Bye now.